Breakfast and brilliant ideas, coffee and conversation, we're serving up that and much more at IBJ Media's events. Join us at an upcoming event and kickstart your day with fresh ideas and new connections. Check out our event lineup and register now at ibj.com/RSVP.
This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the afternoon of Friday, October 24th, 2025. I'm Alex Brown. Stories of entrepreneurship and discovery continue to rise at the 16 Tech Innovation District in downtown Indianapolis. According to an economic impact report released this week, the district now has 300 companies, up from 200 just a year ago. 16 Tech CEO Emily Kruger.
Much of that has come from growth in our co-working and makerspace that 16 Tech owns and operates, and that alone has more than 400 individuals who are in it, and it can represent everything from a startup company or a small business who are members to corporate innovation teams like Lilly's digital health team that's also located in the building.
A total of 1,200 employees work in the district across research, tech, and creative industries. Indianapolis-based Eli Lilly and Co announced today it is acquiring California-based Adverum Biotechnologies, a developer of gene therapies focused on age-related vision loss. Lilly said the transaction is expected to close in the fourth quarter, though financial terms were not disclosed. The executive director of the Indiana State Fair Commission will retire next year after nearly 4 decades with the organization. Cindy Hoy, who became executive director in 2004 after serving 16 years as the commission's marketing director, will step down on March 31st. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Thanks for listening to this IBJ Media podcast. You're probably going to remember this ad. Do you know why? Podcast advertising works. 85% of listeners recalled hearing an ad during a podcast, and 70% of podcast listeners have acted after hearing an ad. So whether you're looking to be heard across the entire IBJ Media Podcast Network, sponsor one of our shows, or just start with a 30-second ad, IBJ Media can help. Contact advertise at ibj.com to learn more.
A proposed ordinance could restrict where large data centers could be located in LaPorte County. Our partners at WSBT-TV report the effort is in response to concerns from the community about the potential impact of such projects. While still in the early stages, the ordinance proposal calls for restricting data centers to industrially zoned areas. LaPorte County Board of Commissioners Vice President Steve Holyfield.
There's a lot of concerns as citizens, and we want to make sure that our concerns are taken care of too here. They're a great tax base building tool, but they have to be done properly and with the people's consent. We're losing a lot of tax revenue here in the state or the county, and this is an opportunity for us to build that tax base up, but we want to make sure that we keep our citizens first in mind, and we want to make sure they're done properly without loss of water and electric rates going through the roof.
Last month, the Michigan City Council approved tax abatements for an $800 million data center project at the former Anco windshield wiper factory on the city's west side. However, the ordinance does not reference any specific data center project currently in the works. Officials say the proposal will first go before the LaPorte County Planning Commission, which is set to discuss the measure at its meeting on Tuesday. South Bend-based Beacon Health System is restructuring leadership across its newly acquired Southwest Michigan hospitals, creating new local president roles to strengthen community-focused care. Effective November 1st, Greg Piper, Beacon's vice president of retail services, will serve as interim president of Beacon Allegan Hospital. David Bailey, president of Community Hospital of Bremen, will take on the interim president role at Beacon Dowagiac Hospital. Both will continue in their current positions while also providing executive oversight for Beacon Plainwell Hospital. The move follows Beacon's acquisition earlier this year of the Ascension Healthcare System in Southwest Michigan, which included 4 hospitals, 35 outpatient clinics, and an ambulatory surgery center. The International Union of Operating Engineers Local 150, which represents employees in the streets, sanitation, and parks departments in Portage, is speaking out over what it calls a disappointing proposal for a new labor contract by the city. The union said this week that the city has offered a 2-year contract with no wage increases and a proposal to eliminate union-provided health care for employees and retirees. However, Portage Mayor Austin Bonta said in a statement to Inside Indiana Business Today that the city did not propose eliminating current current health insurance, but it was instead presented as one area where cost savings could be explored to allow for employee raises. The city says it is facing an estimated loss of more than $5 million in 2026 alone as a result of Senate-enrolled Act 1, passed by the Indiana General Assembly this year, affecting the ability to raise wages. Citizens Energy Group CEO Jeffrey Harrison is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports and entertainment, and beyond. Available now on the IBJ Media app or your favorite podcast provider. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.
What happens when a basketball superstar changes the course of an entire city? I'm Mickey Shuey, and in Beyond Clarkonomics, we tell the story of how Caitlin Clark's arrival to the Indiana Fever sparked more than just sold-out arenas. It's rewriting Indianapolis' long-term strategy for sports, downtown growth, and women's leadership. Listen at ibjpodcast.com or on your favorite podcast app.
Want to give your team a real edge? The IBJ Group Plan delivers unlimited access to every story, every report, every video from IBJ and Inside Indiana Business for your whole team. Cover some or all of your employees with one simple payment. The more you add, the more you save. It's smart, it's flexible, and it saves you up to 30% off the standard rate. Already have IBJ subscribers in your office? Group up and save big. Learn more and get started now at ibj.com/group-plan.